Remember the day when Victoria's Secret, once the epitome of sensual allure, decided to abandon its iconic angels in favor of a woke rebranding disaster? Oh, what a glorious time it was! The dazzling Giselle and Stephanie Seymour were replaced by none other than Megan Rapinoe, the soccer player who couldn't win the World Cup. And instead of showcasing the epitome of beauty, we were treated to a lineup that included a refugee from South Sudan and plus size models. Talk about a turn for the worse. The decision to ditch the iconic angels in favor of a more diverse lineup was met with skepticism from the start, but Victoria's Secret, seemingly blinded by the allure of political correctness, pressed on. They thought that by featuring models of different sizes, ethnicities, and backgrounds, they would be hailed as trailblazers, leading the charge in the fight for inclusivity. Oh, how wrong they were. You see, Victoria's Secret forgot one crucial thing: their core audience. For years, they had cultivated a customer base that craved fantasy and glamour. Women and men alike were drawn to their stores, longing to experience that magical feeling of stepping into a world of beauty and desire. But now, that magic has been lost. Gone are the days of Giselle Bündchen strutting down the runway in her angel wings, capturing our imaginations with her grace and radiance. Now, we are presented with a lineup of models that, while perhaps well-intentioned, fail to elicit the same sense of wonder. Megan Rapinoe, with her controversial politics and lackluster performance on the soccer field, should never have been the face of a lingerie brand known for captivating the world with beauty and allure. And let's not forget the inclusion of a refugee from South Sudan. While the story of triumph over adversity is undoubtedly inspiring, the runway of a lingerie show is not the appropriate platform to showcase such tales. It's a disservice to both the models themselves and the audience who crave an escape from the realities of the world, if only for a fleeting moment. But the real tragedy lies in Victoria's Secret's failure to understand their customers. The brand had spent years defining and refining its image, carefully curating a fantasy that resonated with millions. Women flocked to their stores, exhilarated by the chance to embrace their sensuality and feel like goddesses. But now, they find themselves lost in a sea of confusion. Where is the magic they once knew? Where is the allure that drew them in? Instead of acknowledging the true issues that contribute to body dissatisfaction, such as the proliferation of fast food and sedentary lifestyles, Victoria's Secret naively points the finger at itself. They have forgotten that their brand was never about body shaming or exclusivity. It was about celebrating the beauty and power of the female form. It was about giving women the confidence to embrace their sensuality and feel desired. But alas, the woke brigade has infiltrated even the most sacred of spaces. Victoria's Secret, once a champion of empowering women, now finds itself tangled in the web of virtue signaling and the misguided notion that being attractive and fit is somehow wrong or exclusionary. They fail to understand that beauty is subjective, and there is nothing inherently oppressive about celebrating physical beauty in all its forms. So, as Victoria's Secret continues down this misguided path, alienating their core audience and clinging desperately to the illusion of progressiveness, one can't help but feel a sense of sadness. The decline of a once iconic brand is never a cause for celebration, but perhaps, just perhaps, this wake-up call will lead them back to their roots, to the recognition that embracing sensuality and beauty is not a sin, but a celebration of the human experience. Until that day comes, we can only watch as Victoria's Secret stumbles further and further into irrelevancy. The world will mourn the loss of a brand that once captivated our imaginations, but it will also serve as a reminder that pandering to the whims of the woke mob is a dangerous and unsustainable path. Let us hope that other brands will learn from this cautionary tale and remember that true empowerment lies not in conformity, but in embracing the full spectrum of beauty and desire. But as we navigate the tumultuous landscape of the fashion industry, we must also acknowledge the larger cultural shifts that have influenced Victoria's Secret's misguided rebranding. Society's obsession with political correctness and the pressure to embrace inclusivity at all costs has clouded our judgment and led to questionable decisions like the one made by Victoria's Secret. In our pursuit of inclusivity, we must not lose sight of the fact that diversity comes in many forms. It encompasses different body types, ethnicities, and backgrounds, but it also includes diversity of thought and opinion. Victoria's Secret, in its attempt to cater to one particular notion of diversity, has neglected the diverse desires and aspirations of its customers. It's important to note that the disappointment in Victoria's Secret's woke rebranding does not stem from a place of elitism or exclusion. Every individual deserves to feel beautiful and confident, regardless of their size or background. However, the intention behind creating a lingerie brand like Victoria's Secret was to provide an escape from reality, to transport individuals to a world of fantasy and glamour. And that fantasy often includes the celebration of beauty in its traditional sense, an aesthetic that acknowledges and appreciates the efforts of those who work hard to maintain their physique. By replacing their supermodels with a lineup that emphasizes inclusivity at the expense of sensuality, Victoria's Secret has alienated its loyal customer base. They have forgotten that inclusivity does not mean stripping away the very essence of what made them successful in the first place. It's about finding a balance between celebrating different forms of beauty while still acknowledging the desires and aspirations of their customers. The decline in sales and the backlash from consumers should serve as a wake-up call for Victoria's Secret. They need to remember their roots and the reasons why they became an iconic brand in the first place. It's not about pandering to the latest social trends or trying to please everyone. It's about staying true to their core values and recognizing that their customers yearn for that touch of magic and allure that only Victoria's Secret can provide. So, as we reflect on the downfall of Victoria's Secret, it's important to recognize that there is a lesson to be learned here. In our quest for progress and inclusivity, we must not sacrifice the essence of what makes certain brands or experiences special. There is value in acknowledging and celebrating traditional beauty standards, just as there is value in embracing diversity in all its forms. Moving forward, Victoria's Secret has a choice to make. They can continue down the path of woke rebranding, alienating their core audience and facing further declines in sales and relevance. Or they can seize this opportunity to reassess their strategy, reconnect with their customers, and find a way to merge the concepts of sensuality and inclusivity in a manner that resonates with their audience. They could, for instance, embrace a more diverse lineup of models while still showcasing the qualities that have made them iconic. They could provide a platform for models of all sizes and backgrounds to express their sensuality and beauty, while also connecting with the aspirations and dreams of their customers. Ultimately, the success or failure of Victoria's Secret relies on their ability to adapt and strike a balance that respects the desires of their customer base while embracing the evolving landscape of inclusivity. It's a challenging task, but one that is not impossible to achieve. As we bid farewell to the era of Victoria's Secret angels and witness the consequences of their woke rebranding, we can't help but hope for a resurrection of the brand we once cherished. A resurrection that embraces the diversity of beauty, upholds the ideals of sensuality, and reclaims its place as a symbol of empowerment for women around the world. So, Victoria's Secret, it's time to take a long, hard look in the mirror and reflect on your past, present, and future. Remember what made you special, listen to your customers, and find a way to evolve without losing sight of the magic that has captivated us for decades. The choice is yours, and the world is watching.